6 a.m., you swing your legs out of bed. For 1 second, the room isn't quite where you left it, but here's what nobody tells you. That wobble isn't random. Would you know why or just grab the counter and move on? Stay and you'll know exactly where you stand before it happens again. I'm Atlas Reed. Subscribe. You belong here. Point 1. Most men over 60 find out their balance is failing by accident. A curb, a wet tile, a rug edge in low light. And by the time it happens, it isn't a test anymore. It's already a diagnosis. This is what doesn't get checked at a normal physical. Not because it doesn't matter, but because nobody asks. You can get your blood pressure checked every single visit and never once be asked to stand on one leg for 10 seconds. The research on it says balance is rarely screened in a routine physical, leaving most men with no warning at all. So if nobody's going to check it for you, the real question is whether you'd even know if it was already slipping. Point 2. Balance isn't one thing. It's 3 separate systems. What you see, what your inner ear senses, and what your feet and joints report back to your brain. And they don't fail together. They fail one at a time, quietly, in whatever order life happens to wear them down. Past age 80, more than half of adults deal with dizziness or imbalance serious enough to disrupt daily life. Not sudden, a slow leak, not a blowout, like a rope fraying one strand at a time. It holds fine, right up until the moment it doesn't, and there was never a single dramatic moment you could point to and say, that's when it started. Balance doesn't fail all at once. It fails one system at a time, quietly. Vision, the inner ear, the muscles, until one ordinary morning asks for more than what's left. Which raises the obvious question. If you can't feel it slipping, how do you actually find out where you stand? This morning, not eventually? Point 3. There's one test physical therapists use specifically because it's brutally honest. Stand on one leg, unassisted, and time it. Hold that position for 10 seconds, and your fall risk drops materially. Most men who try this for the first time are shocked at how far they are from that number. Not because they're weak, but because nobody ever asked them to find out. And here's the part that actually matters. Doing it once tells you where you stand. It doesn't fix anything. Getting from I can barely hold 3 seconds to a real 10-second hold, steadily, safely, without risking a fall while you're trying to prevent one, takes an actual progression, not a single YouTube clip. Which is exactly the single leg progression protocol that's still standing after 60, the complete independence system walks through. It's linked in the description. If you're watching on TV, scan the QR code on screen now. The version worth doing isn't complicated. Stand near a countertop, not for show, but because it's the honest way to start. Lift one foot a few inches. Time it. When that side gets easy, take the hand off the counter. When that gets easy, close your eyes. Same test, 3 difficulty levels, and you can tell exactly where you are on it in under 2 minutes. But there's a second reason morning specifically matters here, and it has nothing to do with your legs. Point 4. The first 60 seconds after you get out of bed are some of the least steady of your entire day, and it's not your balance that's the problem. It's your blood pressure. Somewhere between 1 in 5 and 1 in 3 adults over 65 deal with a drop in blood pressure specifically tied to standing up too fast. A brief window where the room tilts, the legs feel borrowed, and you're reaching for something to steady yourself before you've even started your day. This isn't rare. It's common enough that it should be part of every morning routine conversation, and it rarely is. Here's what makes it dangerous specifically at 6 a.m. It's the one moment of the day when you're least braced for a balance problem because you haven't done anything yet. You haven't exercised. You haven't stressed a joint. You just stood up, and that's exactly when a whole separate system, one that has nothing to do with the muscles you've been training, can quietly put you on the floor. Fixing that isn't about the single leg stance at all. It's a completely different piece of the morning, and most men never even learn it exists. So do this right now, wherever you're sitting or standing. Stand up, hold on to a counter or chair back the first time, and time yourself lifting 1 foot off the ground. Don't guess. Actually watch the clock. Is it 3 seconds? 6? Did you touch down before 10? Now think back to this morning specifically. When you stood up out of bed, did the room feel steady immediately, or did you need a second before you trusted your legs? 2 honest numbers. Not a comment section answer, your actual answer right now for your own body. Point 5. Here's what those 2 numbers actually tell you together. The single leg hold tells you how much runway you have before an ordinary misstep becomes a real fall. The standing up response tells you whether the most dangerous 60 seconds of your day are happening while you're still half asleep and completely unprepared for them. Neither one is about fear. Both are about information you were never given, checked in a place, your own bathroom this morning, where nobody but you was ever going to check it. None of this is meant to scare you. It's simply information worth having. Find out where you actually stand on both counts before an ordinary Tuesday morning decides for you. A man who does this isn't managing decline. He's the kind of man who checks the smoke detector before it goes off, because he's still the one who gets to decide how the rest of his morning goes. Not his knees, not his blood pressure, not a wet tile he didn't see coming. That's the whole morning, in 2 numbers you can find in under 3 minutes, and neither one requires anything you don't already own. But here's the honest limit of a single video. Knowing your 2 numbers tells you where you stand today. It doesn't give you the full progression to move them safely in the right order without training around one weak system while ignoring another. That's the entire reason Still Standing After 60, the complete independence system, exists. It's the complete morning to evening independence protocol, built around exactly this kind of test-first approach, so you're never guessing which system needs the work. It's linked in the description below, or scan the QR code on screen right now. The systems behind both those numbers don't wait for you to get around to it. Every year they go untrained is a year the gap gets a little wider. Not dramatically, just quietly, the same way it always does. If this is the kind of training intelligence you want every week, subscribe. We put out videos weekly, and every one is built for men serious about staying independent. I'm Atlas Reed. Keep doing the work.